Okay, we're here at the HPC, that is the Historical Preservation Committee of the Taylor's Falls government. And we're going to, first of all, ask names and your position.
I'm Joanne Kuntemeyer, and I'm the chair of the Heritage Preservation Commission.
Okay, I got it wrong. Larry?
Larry Julikine, City Council Liaison to the Heritage Preservation Commission.
And lady in red.
This is Orange.
Orange. Boy, I can't get anything right.
I'm Leslie Johnson, and I'm a member of the Heritage Preservation Commission.
Okay. And how about if we start with the chairman here, and why don't you tell us what the purpose of this commission is?
It's to be an advisory group to help people preserve old historic and buildings and in the area. We have guidelines, and it'll tell you, what you can, how you can fix things, what the procedures are to go through to do various projects. And we try to find people to help help the owners maintain their homes in a very nice way and keep
Are there a
Taylor's
lot
Falls,
of, excuse me, I didn't
keep
mean.
Taylor's Falls looking like a lot of people come and go, hey, I like looking at these old homes here.
Are there a lot of homes that fall under that category?
Angel Hill is one district, but then there's also the library down on Main Street. There's, let's see, the community center, which is kind of on Angel Hill and not on Angel Hill. And then there's one that's down on River Street that's on the National Register. And there's a lot of buildings in town, and they're scattered around, that were built in the 1800s. And to be able to recognize these buildings and say, look, these places have been here all these years.
Wonderful. Larry, is it, let me ask you, does the building have to be built in the 1800s? Is that the benchmark?
Well, I would have to defer to the other members because I'm not sure about that answer.
Okay.
I would think that, there's houses in the historical district that were built like in the 40s and 50s that do not really represent the heritage of the neighborhood. But it's nice if everybody in the neighborhood could, come before the HPC for advice and guidelines as to what they can and can't do, to what they would like to do to their homes. And so I would encompass all the homes in the designated historical district for that, regardless of when they've been built, but more specifically, the 1800s buildings.
Okay, let's ask Leslie a question.
Make it easy.
In the orange code, tell me how many people are on your committee?
Our commission has fluctuated over the years, and sometimes we've been up to 7 people on the commission at our maximum. And we also have a liaison from the city council, which Larry is our liaison right now. But now we are down in people because of people who have moved on to other interests and things like that. So we're always looking for people who are interested in
That's what I was
being a
getting at.
resource.
Yeah.
And if people are interested, we do have a interview. I believe Joanne can probably speak to that better than I can, because I think you have to, there's a questionnaire that maybe goes out to people, questions about where their interests are and how they would.
Is there an interview
It's like
process?
an application.
Okay.
Yeah, and that can be obtained probably at City Hall, I believe.
Yes.
So if anyone, I'm gonna ask the chairman again, if anyone is interested in this, how would they go about?
Go to City Hall, ask for an application. It's called Taylor's Falls Historic Preservation Commission Questionnaire for Commission Member Applications.
Wow,
And it asked, how long have you resided in Taylor's Falls? Why do you wanna serve on the Heritage Preservation Commission? What do you see as the city's 3 most important needs for preservation of its historic character? What authority do you feel a member of the Historic Preservation Commission should have in the decision of the city's historic character? Describe any experience which you believe would be helpful if you were to serve on the commission. Describe any other factors which you believe should be considered as part of your application. Are you available 1 night a month for meetings? If you've moved here within the last 5 years, why did you choose Taylor's Falls? Have you been active in civic, community, or volunteer organizations, or served on city or town commissions or committees or task force, etc.? Describe briefly what you know about Historic Preservation Commission and its mission. Describe activities or projects you are aware of that the Historic Preservation Commission has been involved in. What sorts of projects would you like to see the commission work on and why? And then it has check all that apply. Taylor's Falls resident, business owner, member of the Taylor's Falls Historical Society, member of the Chisago County Historical Society. And then the next part, the last question is check all which demonstrate an interest and or expertise that you have, and it's history, archaeology, design, law, architecture, planning, building trades, real estate, landscape architect.
super. And I'll ask Larry then, the council liaison. Obviously, the council has the final say, but does this commission recommend then to the council?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is, I'm glad that they didn't ask the liaison to fill out that form,
Me
because
too.
I would not be here. But the form is good, because it's important to have people on the commission that have a working knowledge of heritage preservation. I don't, be the first to admit it. What I do know is that, the Angel Hill District is spectacular. There's not a community in the area that has as nice or as historic buildings as we're lucky to have here in Taylor's Falls, because it speaks to our history, which is long and vast, and it just speaks to the great history of this country and the westward expansion. So, what was the question?
Does this committee or commission first decide who they want on it and then send those names to the council?
Yes, council has approval on that, and I would think that historically, it's the members that the commission puts forward, always get the approval of the council, because these guys do their homework, and that form proves it.
Okay. Okay, now let's get down to the nitty-gritty with Leslie here. What's on your agenda? I assume you're not gonna have a quorum tonight, but had the meeting come to fruition, what would be on your agenda tonight? What are the kinds of things you deal with?
Well, we talk a lot about if we have anybody who's interested in having a property designated. Right now we don't have anybody like that, but we are in the process of trying to, because we've had so much turnover, start bringing people up to speed again as to what our mission is and
So,
things like that. So we're putting binders together, updating binders, things like that.
do I understand properly that, I mean, my house is not old, but if it were old, I could possibly come to this commission and see if my residence or another building that I owned qualified?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We're
Oh.
always looking for people who are interested in having their homes designated, because we would be a resource to anyone, whether their house is designated or not. But I think there's advantages to having your house designated, and it's kind of a nice plaque that you get for your house, you know, when it's designated. But I do think that it varies what we're talking about in our agendas, depending on where we are right now. But like today, we were going to talk about the binders and updating and getting things ready like that, so.
Okay. That's really interesting. I think people should kind of think about what property they own, and sometimes it's even an outbuilding that could be designated, I would think.
Yes, we've even had people approach the commission in past years asking if a tree could be designated.
Oh.
Because there's some very, very old trees that people want protected in the boulevards and things in different neighborhoods. We never did any action with that, but it was something that people were concerned about, is just preserving
What's here?
foundations, old foundations where houses are now gone, but the foundation's still there from long ago. So things like that are always of interest too.
That's pretty interesting that you mentioned the trees, because there's some majestic white pines in town left over from the old logging days, you know, and those speak to the history and heritage of our town almost as
Yes.
loudly as the homes do.
Yes.
Yep.
And people don't realize the significance of them always.
Right.
So that's what we would like to be, as resource to people. I'd like to piggyback on what Larry said too, is anyone who's interested in applying, we are always, the people who have come and gone from the commission have various talents. And there's always places you can get information, but people bring lots of things to the table that aren't necessarily knowledge about architecture. Sometimes it's just longevity in the community and an interest in preserving the community, just basically having an interest in it. We have books that people can look through if they want to know about different types of architecture and things like that, and different resources.
Okay. Okay, Joanne, Chairman Joanne, is there anything else you would like to add that people might be interested in?
There's a booklet that was just printed last year. Jerry was the chair of it and really got this book put together. And it's all about the homes in Angel Hill. It shows all pictures of every home and explains each home and the different types of architecture that we're watching. And there's a copy of it at the library down on Main Street. It can be checked out and looked over, and if you really want a copy, they're for sale upstairs here in City Hall.
For how much?
I wanna say $50?
$18.
18?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
15?
1/8.
1/8.
18, okay. So for $18, you can,
And it's about this thick.
oh wow, you're getting
Yeah.
your money's worth then.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
It's spiral bound, and it's really very informative and easy to read, and interesting too, because it points out specific homes in the neighborhood and their historical significance.
Wow. So if you don't want to buy one, or even if you want to look through it maybe before you buy it, you
It's
can go to
down
the
at the library.
library.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, now, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Now, remember, this is going out to the community. There are a lot of people that don't know how the city government functions, but this is a commission, not a committee.
Correct.
Maybe Larry could address that, what that means.
Well, it's designated by the city the commissions are designated by the city to handle different aspects of things in the community. So the Historical Preservation Commission deals with, historical preservation. Park and Recreation Commission does Parks and Recs, but it is, for lack of a better term, an auxiliary arm of the city council. And what they do is, they study their areas of interest, areas of study, and bring recommendations to the city council for approval.
So these commissions are very important.
Yes.
And if people want to join this commission, and I intend to do this questioning of the others, and if they're interested in any of the commissions, they can go into City Hall, and obviously there would be a different application for the others, but it's there and they could be considered, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Wonderful.
And this is an open meeting. It's posted up stairs by the doors. And if anyone is interested, we meet usually the second Wednesday of the month.
And this is downstairs?
It should be down here unless otherwise posted upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, Sandy, the two words that I was looking for are formally designated by the city council to, look into their areas of designation: Historical Preservation, Park and Recreation Commission, Planning Commission, and I thought there was one more, I can't think of it right now. Oh, EDC, Economic Development Commission, so.
Well, I think you people have done a really fine job telling the community what this commission does, and I hope from this you get a full commission.
Yeah.
That would be nice. So thank you very much, and sign off.